Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Celine and today we're diving into one of the most fascinating tales in Greco-Roman mythology, the abduction of Persephone. For this video, I've drawn from the classic bestseller Mythology by Edith Hamilton. So, let's begin. Before we get into the story, let's take a moment to talk about the difference between Greek and Roman mythology. To put it simply, Roman mythology is basically the Roman version of Greek mythology. The same gods and goddesses, mostly the same stories, just with different names and a few unique details. So in this video and in my future videos about Greco-Roman myth, I'll mention both the Greek and Roman names of the deities. Let's just start with Demeter, or Ceres, in Roman mythology. She really deserves a video of her own, like every deity I'll talk about here, but for now I'll keep it brief. The myth of Demeter, or Ceres as she is known to the Romans, is one of the oldest surviving tales from ancient Greece. It comes from a work called the Homeric Hymn to Demeter, written sometime around the 7th century BCE. Like much of early Greek poetry, it's simple, direct, and full of awe for the natural world. Demeter was the goddess of agriculture, the harvest, and the fertility of the earth. She was also a mother to her one beloved daughter Persephone, called Proserpina by the Romans, the radiant maiden of the spring. But one day Persephone vanished, and with her the world's life seemed to vanish too. As the story goes, Persephone was wandering through a meadow, gathering white flowers when she noticed a bloom unlike any other, a single dazzling narcissus. Drawn to its beauty, she bent to pluck it from the ground. At that very moment, the earth split open beneath her feet. From the depths below emerged Hades, or Pluto, lord of the underworld, in his chariot drawn by black horses. Before Persephone could flee, he seized her by the wrist and carried her down into the shadowy world of the dead. Her cries echoed over the hills and across the sea, and it was her mother Demeter who heard them. Demeter's grief was beyond measure. She wandered the world for 9 days and nights, refused food, drink, or rest. Neither nectar nor ambrosia could comfort her. At last, Helios the sun, who sees all from his place in the sky, took pity on her and revealed the truth. Her daughter had been taken by Hades. In anguish, Demeter left Mount Olympus and walked the earth disguised as an old woman. No one recognized the goddess beneath her veil. In her wandering, she came to the city of Eleusis, when she sat by a well, weary and sorrowful. There, 4 young sisters came to draw water. Seeing her grief, they invited her home to their mother, Medeneira. Demeter agreed, still concealing her divine nature, and was welcomed into their household. When Medeneira offered her sweet wine, Demeter refused and instead asked for a simple drink, barley water mixed with mint, the traditional refreshment of harvesters. In gratitude for their kindness, Demeter took care of Medeneira's infant son, Demophon. Each night she anointed him with ambrosia and placed him in the hearth fire, hoping to make him immortal. But one night, Medeneira discovered her and cried out in fear. Startled and heartbroken, Demeter revealed her true form, radiant, divine, and terrible in beauty. She declared that she had meant only to bless the child, but since she had been interrupted, his immortality would never be completed. Still, he would be honored all his life. Before she departed, Demeter commanded that a temple be built in her name at Eleusis. When the people obeyed, she took refuge there, apart from the other gods, mourning her lost daughter. As Demeter's sorrow deepened, the earth withered. Fields lay barren, seeds refused to sprout. It seemed that humankind would starve, for the goddess of the harvest would allow no crops to grow until her daughter was returned. At last, Zeus, Jupiter to the Romans, saw that the world could not survive. He sent messenger after messenger to plead with Demeter, but she refused to relent. So, Zeus turned to his brother Hades. He sent Hermes, Mercury to the Romans, to the underworld with a command: Persephone must be released. Hermes descended into the realm of the dead and found Persephone beside her dark husband. When she heard she could return to her mother, she leapt up with joy. Hades, though sorrowful, obeyed the will of Zeus. Yet before she left, he quietly offered her a single pomegranate seed. Persephone ate it, not knowing that by doing so, she bound herself to return to him for part of each year. Hermes brought her back to the surface in Hades's golden chariot. When Demeter saw her daughter again, she ran to meet her. Their reunion was full of tears and joy, but when Demeter learned of the pomegranate seed, her heart grew heavy once more. To resolve the sorrow, Zeus sent a final messenger, the goddess Rhea, mother of the Olympians. She brought a decree. Persephone would spend 1/3 of the year in the underworld with her husband, and the rest upon the earth with her mother. And so it was agreed. When Persephone returns each spring, the world blooms with new life. When she descends again to the underworld, the earth grows cold and barren, mourning her absence. At last, Demeter's heart softened. She restored fertility to the earth, covering it again with grain, fruit, and flowers. In gratitude to the people of Eleusis, she taught them the secrets of agriculture through her chosen messenger, Triptolemus. She also revealed to them her sacred mysteries, rites so profound that they were never to be spoken aloud. Those who were initiated into the Eleusinian Mysteries were said to find peace and hope in the afterlife. The tale of Demeter and Persephone is more than a story about gods and goddesses. It's a reflection of the natural cycle of death and rebirth, and winter and spring. Demeter represents the grief of all who lose what they love, while Persephone embodies renewal and the eternal return of life. Together, they remind us that even in darkest seasons, life will bloom again. And that's the story of the abduction of Persephone, one of the most timeless myths of the ancient world. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the fascinating gods and goddesses of Greek and Roman mythology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching. See you next time.